Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Yeah, LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. All right, let's get right into this one. So Auston Holleman is traveling all of Africa on his passport bro shit. He says he has separated himself from the passport bros, but there's some contradicting statements and actions in that statement in and of itself. So we're gonna react to that and break down why that he's still a passport bro. No offense to him, no disrespect, but he's still a passport bro. He's gonna denounce it, but we're gonna prove why he's still a passport bro. He calls out the Manosphere. He calls out Mediocre tutorials and reviews. He goes in on Fresh and Fit, says that shit is trash. Can't watch a full episode. He didn't say it was trash, but in so many other words, let's get into this, y'all. He basically calls out the complaints of the Manosphere. What up, chat? He's calling out the complaints. He has some slow internet. He's currently in Zambia. Damn, this shit's taking forever.
Eye drops and my eyes are now slightly red. I'm not even kidding. 15 minutes after I took those eye drops, I felt completely different. Everything was completely different. So it turns out I had an eye infection. Guys, I'm gonna tell you guys something about the internet. When it comes to doing research on countries to go to and diagnosing yourself with a sickness, when you research a country, this is why I don't do research before I go to countries. I mean, I do research, but very, very minimal research. Because when you do research on the United States, you would think you would go into a Walmart and get shot. When you think you do research on going to Texas, you would think people be walking around with guns everywhere. And they do, but not open carry like they make it seem. So the stuff on the internet is not what...
Now, as you can see, his internet is terrible. He can't even get a solid connection. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I've made some more people mods because y'all are here every day supporting the live stream. So it only makes sense that y'all are the mods. Y'all are here the most consistently. But let's get it, y'all.
I think I did some research I am sitting still. When you do research on the sicknesses you may have for red eyes, all of these things pop up that are really bad that are not that. So I went and got checked, and it just turned out it was just the eye infection. It's not what you saw in the vlog. I got.
All right, so for this part,
we don't care.
Let me tell you. We don't
so we're gonna fast forward a little bit and get into the part where he's speaking about the Manosphere content creators complaining. He lumps mediocre tutorials and reviews in the Manosphere as a Manosphere content creator. So as much as mediocre tutorials and reviews tries to deny the label, he has some self-awareness, or he has some lack of self-awareness in that regard, and he needs some self-reflection to understand what his content is actually putting out there, because it's sending out the signal that he is caping for all men, and it is only for men. So it's like, come on, man. There's nothing wrong with the content, but just accept the label. Shout out to C Butterfly upgrading to the upgrading the membership to the commander level. Shout out to you.
I'm getting rich.
All right, let's get it.
Checked when I was in Kenya too, but they didn't give me the right thing. So today we're going to talk about why. Let me know what you guys think about the connection, guys. I'm gonna let you guys know this about Zambia too. If you are not paying top dollar for a hotel, your internet is shit. And I've heard it's pretty much like that in all of southern and southeastern Africa, meaning Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, Botswana. I heard all the internet in this area is trash. The connection is poor. Okay, let me try to connect to the. Hold on. That means I gotta say all that shit again. Hold on. Yeah, this is why I haven't went live. Because the internet. If I want to go live, I would have to go to like the Marriott Hotel.
Okay, we get it. The internet's trash. Let's just jump forward a little bit.
We don't care.
Let me tell you. We don't care.
Ridiculous. But we're going to talk about what Zambia has been like. My tour guide gets here tomorrow. We're going to talk about what Zambia has been like and why I stopped bringing up modern women. Because if you guys know Auston Holleman for the past year.
Yeah, now this video is called Why I Stopped Talking About Modern Women on my channel. So that's the main focus of this video. But what I got from the first 15 to 20 minutes is him cooking the Manosphere, talking about them complaining constantly and not having a solution. His solution is to be a passport bro and travel the world. He complained about the women in this. You know what? Let's get into this, man. He's kind of long-winded, so I'm going to let this play out.
This month of July makes 13 months that I got on YouTube and started talking about the issues that we have dating in the States. And we're going to talk about Zambia. I got a lot to say about Zambia. So first super chat before I get into the topic. The culture clinician, one of my good friends, says, "Would love to have you come through and educate young men on why African women are viable and you stop talking about American women." Absolutely. You have my phone number. Reach out to me and let's set that up. But let's wait until I get back to Kenya. I'll be back in Kenya next week. Also, Rwanda, you guys know what I'm talking about, will be in Kenya with me when I get back. So
we don't care.
Let me tell you. We don't care.
Thing called the Manosphere. And in the Manosphere, you have men like Fresh and Fit, Alpha Male Strategies. Who else? MTR, Coach Greg Adams. You have people like that. Alpha Male Strategies. Who else? MTR.
Everybody sees MTR as a Manosphere content creator. MTR jumped out the window, went at Six the Goddess, not knowing the full background to the story, strictly because it was a man versus a woman. Talking about, oh, these are the type of vile women that disrespect men and what men do for society and all that bullshit. It's like, come on, man.
Sit your dumb ass down.
Let's get back into this.
Coach Greg Adams. You have people like that. And to be quite frank with you, their entire channel is centered not so much AMS, not so much of his. His not as centered around this. But everybody else's channel I just named is literally just a rat race, not a rat race, a hamster wheel of complaining about stuff that's not going to change.
Oh, what do we have here? What did he label those channels? Fresh and Fit, MTR, AMS.
Rat race, not a rat race, a hamster wheel of complaining about stuff that's not going to change.
Now he clears up that AMS brings solutions. He just does not like the solutions that AMS brings, so he took his own way with the Passport Bros. But even Auston Holleman, see, Solo TV 84 has a video coming out later, pretty much outlining the evolution of Auston Holleman, because we see Auston Holleman slowly learning. He got out of America. He got out of the complaining culture. No disrespect to Americans, but you know that's what it's being branded as right now. The complaining culture. And he's slowly learning. Let's get into this, y'all.
Complaining about women misbehaving, being rude, being masculine, being disrespectful. The high standards and their poor physical appearance, but they have high standards. That's all of those other Manosphere content creators are. And it pays a lot. Yeah.
You hear that? It pays a lot. That's what I'm saying. Some of these folks know better. Some of these folks know better, but they know what they're doing to the culture of their country. Turning a bunch of men into a bunch of chronic complainers, just bitching every day. But they know it pays. Let me let this run.
Their poor physical appearance, but they have high standards. That's all of those other Manosphere content creators are. And it pays a lot. Yes, whatever. It brings awareness, whatever. It's all bullshit if you all ask me. It pays a lot to sit around and complain. When I was in the United States and I was sitting around complaining about the things, and the only reason I complained was because I was there. Even when I got to Brazil, I was just complaining because I was freshly new. The longer I stayed, the less I even thought about the States, the less I felt the need to compare. But for the most part, that topic on YouTube pays a lot to complain. You think about the Adam. You guys notice I never cover stories about like Adam 22. That's not my style. It's not my style to sit around and talk about somebody's wife getting.
Yo, we can't even say the words. This is why you don't cover celebrity news and shit in your Passport Bro. There's different forms of media, bro. It's okay. You can do your Passport Bro shit. Everybody, like, you can be a passport. No one expects travelers and people that do your format of content to be covering celebrity news in the first place. But you see, he can't even talk about it. It's that bad. It's that bad when people think about Adam 22 and his wife's activity. The only thing you could think of is this.
Stop it. Get some help.
Shout out to JT with the $7 Canadian super chat.
I'm getting rich.
Salute LTTV and chat. Keep up the great work. Brampton in the building. Brampton in the building. Shout out to you, JT. But Brampton. Yikes. Brampton's been taking L's, bro. Brampton has been taking L's, but let's get into this.
That was a horrible situation anyway, but it's not my style to sit around and just talk about other people.
Yo, JT, it's Tory Lane's fault. It's Tory Lane's fault. He's done Brampton bad. Brampton mans have a bad name in Toronto. The girls are always cooking Brampton man, so it is what it is, man.
Stuff. I don't care. My channel is not about, oh, look at what these y'all know what the American women are doing. My channel is to say, hey, this is what they're doing, but you can come over here and let me show you what it's like over here. You guys have known that from the beginning. So if I can understand why those other dudes sit around and complain about the women all day, but for me, I only did it because I was in the States. And when I was in Brazil, I was in such a state of revenge, or I had to put it in their face like, see, fuck y'all, we're over here. We don't have to deal with your flakiness and all your masculine tendencies and all these other sort of things. But the older I'm getting and the more I'm growing outside the United States, I don't need to do that. I do not need, and no, I do not want to do that. So I don't take anything back that I said. Anything you heard me say about American women, I don't take that back. I meant everything I said. But I'm at a state of peace. I've met American women in Thailand. I've met American women in Brazil. I've met American women in Tanzania. And some of them are my friends. Like, we're cool. They can call me. We can go kick it. We can go have a drink. They can hang out with me all day. But I don't hate them. I don't hate them. I don't like them when it comes to dating, but hey.
So Auston Holleman traveled the entire world. Well, not the entire world. He's traveled a bunch of countries. Every country he goes to, he's met American women, but he does not date the American women in the other countries because they bring their same American habits that he dislikes. He just does not like American women in totality. He's trying to, I don't know if he's revising history by saying he hasn't been complaining, because he says he complains in this video. He has been complaining about the women. But the further he's gotten out of being within the American culture, he's kind of suggesting that he complains less. I don't watch all his live streams, but I've seen more of his uploads in Africa. As soon as he traveled to Africa, I started watching more of his videos. I like seeing travel videos, and let's get back into this.
We can, as long as you're not one of those girls that's gonna put on a scene and all that, yeah, we can kick it. I don't care. I'm not gonna sleep with you. I'm not bullshitting about it. I am done. I have been out the United States 9 months.
You see, he gets it now, though. This is what I've been saying for the longest. The niggas that be complaining 24/7. If you don't like a certain type of woman, don't complain about them. Just move on. Just let them be. Go your ways. Let them do their thing. Don't complain about them. Find the one you want. Because it brings an echo chamber full of complainers. What up, B2 Cool? We got a lot more of those clips coming too. We have a lot more on the way. I'm kind of checking out of these Manosphere topics and cooking these folks, because this is getting a little boring to me. Honestly, I do not like these relationship talks too much. We're gonna get more into the trending topics and the celebrity news, like what this channel was built off of. So we're gonna react to more things, but there's a lot of clips coming on the way from the past streams that we've been cooking up. Let's get into this, y'all.
I don't need to try. I know what they're about. And there's no need in me continuing talking about them. I've tried. Oh, in Kenya too. I met some in Kenya. It was the same BS. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going back to the locals. I'm going to go back to the locals. The only Americans I probably will hang around are the American men that are here. But as far as the women, we can kick it, but don't flirt with me. It's the same BS every time. Nothing's going to change. And I don't see how those content creators do it. Another reason I don't talk about American women on my channel, modern women, American women, whatever you want to call them, it draws a crowd. I'm not a damn incel, but it draws a crowd of incels that cannot get any action in the States. I never said that I couldn't get any action. I just said I wasn't getting the action from the ones I wanted, the ones I felt like I deserved.
You see the problem with this? It's always about action. He still has a transactional mindset. He's selling the passport bros as a solution, because he's, at the end of the day, these folks are complaining in the Manosphere, but he's in each country for 10 days and he's just dating women. So at the end of the day, these guys are going to realize that they create the problem that they complain about. They create the problem they complain about. We're going to get more in depth in that in a second, but let this nigga talk a little bit.
It draws a crowd of people that want to constantly complain, incels that have never been able to attract any women at all. And I'm not one of those kind of guys that had that issue where, oh, I can't get any women at all. So I didn't want my crowd because believe it or not, when people in these other countries would go watch my channel, they would read the comments. And they whatever is in your comments, they associate with you because they look at you as this leader, and whoever is in the comments, they are thinking that even if that's not what you're not doing.
You know what happens though when you're espousing red pill or manosphere talking points, or you are shitting on women constantly? You will attract the incels, like he just said. And then the incels are going to be in your comment section, and then you're going to get some self-reflection and realize that that's what your message is. That's who the folks that your message is attracting. So that is your group. That is the crowd. That's the people that you're talking to. That's who your message is resonating with. And then you have to start self-reflecting and start being accountable and realizing, hey, I'm Dusty. I'm in the same room as the incels crying about women.
They are thinking that what is in the comments is what you have these people thinking. And when these incels start just constantly complaining about this dumb shit all the time, I get it. I get it that American women are full of shit on a lot of fronts, but it was breaking my peace way too much to sit around and talk about it. And if you guys know Vibing with Fred, he told me a few times when I would be in Brazil, and he would be with me sometimes while I was doing my little shorts, doing the little shit talks I would do. And he would tell me that should be draining. And I always knew in the back of my mind it is draining. But that's what my audience wants to see. And that's what I wanted to talk about at the moment. Now, whenever I had my situation in Brazil, I think that was more of a call for me to stop talking about it. Because had I been doing the same.
Now, when you're watching this reaction, keep in mind that this is his internet. This is not my video load. This is how his internet is in Zambia, but let's get it, y'all.
Thing that I was doing, but not bringing up stuff that was going on in America, the image or the perception would have not been the same. And that situation probably would have been a lot different. But I thank God that situation happened because it brought a lot of people to the forefront, and it kept me traveling the world, which was my original intent. And I've said this before. Let me read a couple of these super chats really quick while we're waiting.
Oh, hold up. Now my camera froze. Hey, yo. That's different.
Well, while we're still talking. So, VFX, loyal VFX says, swag that's been here since I first started. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Sorry it's late at night. He says, take a shot for scrutiny every time you hear the word hypergamy and regurgitated in the Manosphere. And I believe he said something about something. I don't know. I understand what but the whole.
Now I hear y'all bickering in the comment section for a 1.5 speed. That's not possible, y'all. I downloaded the video. That's not an option. That's only an option when it is on YouTube. My camera is froze. It seems like my OBS has even decided that
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Everybody's growing old to this reaction real quick. See, I knew this was not the strategy on a basic reaction to just react to one video and be Auston Holleman and think it can carry it. But there is some points that we need to cover here. Now, we might have to shut down the stream because clearly it's still on me being slanted, and I'm not doing that currently. It's all cap. It's a total fabrication. Never happened.
It's a total fabrication.
So, be right back, y'all. All right, so we're back. Let's get it, y'all.
Hypergamy thing, yes, it's worldwide, but in the United States, it's on 10. But why would I keep talking about that when when the whole hypergamy thing is not the same outside. It's no reason for me to continue talking about that, and that's why I don't bring those things up anymore. I appreciate that super chat as well. Sonny Robinson sent us $50 super chat. He says, "Bro, we need you. Keep doing what you're doing. Can't wait till you go to Ethiopia. Passport Bros for life." I appreciate that. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to Ethiopia.
Now, hear this. Passport Bros for life. He's going to try to disassociate from the Passport Bros, and I'll lament why he is still a Passport Bro. And what this guy said, Passport Bros for life, is 100% accurate. Let's get it.
The last, or am I going to go before I leave East Africa for a while? But I'll keep returning to Kenya, so I'm not permanently leaving East Africa. Just supporting a brother with a $10 super chat from D-Mac. I appreciate that super chat. Thank you very much for all the support. Mike Black with a $10 super chat. I love your growth, man. Now, just bear for the red pill rage phase. Yes, and I get it that there is a red pill rage phase, but you guys have noticed I haven't even brought up the whole red pill thing probably since maybe February, since I disassociated myself from the whole Passport Bro thing. I don't even talk about this stuff.
You hear that? Disassociate himself from the Passport Bros. One more time, y'all.
Since I disassociated myself from the whole Passport Bro thing. I don't even.
No, you ain't.
Now, your solution to American women was to travel the world, travel to different countries, find different women in which you're loving right now. You still don't date American women. You're not a full-time citizen of any of these countries, but your main focus when traveling from country to country is the country's women. Your main focus, your primary focus is the women, ingratiating yourself with the women and reporting about how the women are. You're speaking in this video about how the Zambian women are compared to the other women, like the Rwandan women, the Ugandan women. That's what Passport Bros do. If you want to be a regular traveler content creator, I always shout out Kurt Kaz, but Kurt Kaz is that's what it looks like to be a regular traveler, a traveling content creator. You go from country to country, you ingratiate yourself with the locals, you understand their culture, their tradition, their food, the folks. You might date some women here and there, but it's not the primary focus. If your primary focus is just to go from country to country, just dating women, trying to run through them, see how much you can get and see how receptive they are to you, and compare it to America, you're a Passport Bro. There's no way to slice it. Let's get it, y'all.
Talk about this stuff. You do need to have common sense when you're dealing with women overseas, but all that red pill, wait 5 hours to text her back bullshit, that don't do that when you leave the United States. Don't do that. I was just explaining to someone in Zambia the type of stuff that we used to have to deal with the whole wait 5 hours. That's even just thinking that I had to go through that was depressing to even just get, just some regular ass. Oh my God, I hate the United States. I hate it. Even me just talking about it gets on my damn nerves. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to draw a crowd of incels around that just sit around and complain, because I'm not complaining. When I was in Brazil, I only complained on camera. I mean, if somebody brought it up, I might say something about it, but I only complained when I got on camera and I decided to talk about it on YouTube. So I don't need people constantly complaining in chat. I don't see how you guys
Wait, what?
About it, but I only complained when I got on camera and I decided to talk about it on YouTube.
So you didn't complain when you're in the country, but you decided to bring that complaining bullshit to the internet, and when you spoke on camera? That makes no goddamn sense.
Stop it. Get some help.
So you were contributing to the complaining culture that the red pill and the Manosphere constantly does, but you weren't complaining in those countries. You were having the time of your life. So I don't understand why you're contributing to that fuck shit. But at least he knows now. Shout out to Anti-Gravity 74 with a $10 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
I've told Austin a bunch of times on Twitter he needs to take a break from the internet and get some skills and get a job. He's going to get himself hemmed up. He's already axed in Brazil. Sad. Jeez. Let's get it.
So I don't need people constantly complaining in chat. I don't see how you guys watch Fresh and Fit and all these reviews from MTR and them, and I'm not saying anything bad about those people in general, but I do not see how you guys sit there and watch. Even when I was in the States, I didn't sit there and I never watched a Fresh and Fit episode fully. I couldn't, because of why do I know what's going on. I don't need to watch this. I don't need to put this on my channel. I don't need to. You guys, sorry, my voice is dry. You guys notice I only did 2 or 3 street interviews with American women about what their standards are. I don't give a damn about none of that. And I'm in Africa, and this is heaven for me right now. I don't need to talk about that.
All right, yeah, somebody said that they still can't recover. Andrew Sampson, I still can't recover from MTR saying he created Kevin Samuels. Now, that pissed off a lot of folks. I thought that would piss off Tommy Sotomayor. That's why I'm like, yo, someone call Tommy. Another nigga taking credit for what you inspired. But, yeah, folks were like, I'm unsubbing. I was like, what? It's that serious? People were pissed off. People seen that video and they're like, yeah, MTR.
You're done.
Yeah. Wild Seed, you unsubbed. That's not ever the goal of any of my videos. I don't want y'all to unsub from content creators. If I don't fuck with them, I ain't forcing y'all to not fuck with them. If I shit on a content creator, I don't expect y'all to be like, I ain't watching this. I can't be on all day, so y'all gotta watch something. Even if it's trash, you know what I mean? Let's get it.
So like I said, I'm no longer in the United States. I don't care. I hear about it. I see it. A lot of those content creators that sit around and complain and do podcasts and just bring these stupid women on the panel that say the stupidest. I don't even watch that. I'm not even subscribed to those people. Even though AMS does not complain about American women, he kind of gives you a solution. Even watching his strategies that probably do work is depressing as hell. Like when I was in the States, it used to literally depress me to listen to, oh, well, if she does this, I have to do this. Because it's depressing thinking, damn, I can't just be myself. I got to do all this stuff. And we can't say, oh, his strategy doesn't work.
So that's what he meant by being himself. But when he says this right here, this is very important.
If she does this, I have to do this.
If she does this, I have to do this. Folks are getting their pussy ass in the comment section complaining, saying that, oh, the Manosphere, the red pill space, this is a response. Oh, we're responding to the years of feminism when they controlled the narrative and they kept spoken and we didn't have a voice. And I'm like, you're just taking Kevin Samuels' rhetoric word by word, verbatim, and regurgitating it and didn't understand the angle that he was coming from when he said that. And now y'all are just complaining. That's what happens when people steal shit. When they steal rhetoric, especially Tommy's and Kevin's rhetoric, they steal it and they turn it into nonstop complaints. I'm like, what are y'all doing? You remove the context in the statement and all y'all do is complain. We got Anti-Gravity 74 with the $10 super chat. Shout out to you.
I'm getting rich.
Said, I've dated women abroad while living abroad, but that's not the goal of traveling unless you're planning to marry. Austin and his passport bros are for sure what we call Western Union poppies. Western Union poppies. Like, you can't be serious out here. You can't be complaining about the women and then going from country to country, having 10-day stays, reviewing the women like their restaurants or something. Like, man.
Because it's depressing thinking, damn, I can't just be myself. I got to do all this stuff. And we can't say, oh, his strategy doesn't work, because what I was doing wasn't fucking working. And I took my regular Auston Holleman over to Brazil or Colombia or anywhere else in the world, and it works just fine. And it's gotten better now that I've started dressing in my tailor-made and I've been maturing by the day. It works just fine. You don't have to follow all those steps and tips and all that and listen to when these dudes complain about women and all this dumb stuff.
He's right. You don't have to listen to these folks complaining, but I hit the incorrect buzzer because you can't. This is not a strategy for folks. This is not it. You are a content creator who lives off of creating content doing the passport bro shit. You could afford the 10-day stays. You can't influence the average individual in America who's tired of complaining, that has no options, to just be a passport bro now. They're not going to have that luck. It's not going to be that simple.
Just leave the country, I'm telling you. And it'll change your life forever. Let me read a couple. Let me see if we got any super chats. Yeah, the situation did open a lot of doors. It helped with a lot of things. Don't watch it, bro. Just get a better internet connection. Mandy B, I appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. What happened to your blue suit? Closed now. But also, another thing, somebody just brought this up in the comments. Sitting around talking about, I'm not going to get canceled. Going around and tell you guys what it's like to be in these countries and telling you what it's like to experience and telling you what it's like with the real estate and showing you the nightlife. I'm not going to get canceled doing any of that stuff. Believe it or not, when I was in Brazil and I was sitting around and I would talk a lot of shit like that, I would wake up every morning thinking, how much longer can I do this before they take me off of YouTube? I mean, they already took me off of TikTok 3 or 4 times. How much longer can I do this? And then what if I want to show my YouTube channel to somebody? You know, what are they going to think when they go to my channel and they see, I mean, I don't mind my channel being controversial, but what are they going to think when they see me just literally talking shit?
When they look at your channel, they're gonna think automatically, oh, this is a passport bro. He's going from country to country reviewing women. Yeah, passport bro. That's what I'm saying. He needs to look at a channel like Kurt Kaz and see what a traveler, YouTube traveler channel looks like, where you're there for the exploration, the travel, the culture, the locals. And if you stumble on some pussy, then
giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.
And I'm using explicit language when I'm talking shit. I'm not just saying, oh, you guys know I was throwing around all kinds of words. I don't even cuss as much as I used to, or not as inappropriately as I used to. I used to overdo it. And now I don't need to. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Zambia's internet is horrible. I should put that as a title. The internet. And I talked to the locals out here, and they said, this is horrible. Now, I thought Tanzania had bad Wi-Fi. Zambia is, it's not. Zambia is, I mean, even me walking around the city.
All right, we've heard for how many minutes now how shitty the internet is. Come on, man.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Let's move it along.
So, another thing too, I don't worry about things I can't change. And these are all kind of similar talking points. I'm not going to sit around and some of you, I really don't know how a lot of you content creators cover women in America. We really got to cover something else. Like we really, I mean, if you're on the same team as I am, we really got to talk about something else. I mean, how many different ways can you remake masculine women in videos? How many different ways can you convince the same women that there should be an equal exchange in relationships?
Yo, when it comes to Fresh and Fit, he's asking how many different ways. There's one way. They do the same show every night with the same questions. They just bring different girls. It's the same shit. You could take 6 months off of watching Fresh and Fit, go back, and you realize they're asking the same questions. So there's a different group of, and sometimes it's the same chicks. So it's like, what are y'all doing?
Relationships and not one-sided relationships. And then you're trying to talk to people that don't even want to listen to you. They don't care. If they did care, they don't care. It's a waste of time. I don't worry about things I can't change. That's why I'm at a state of peace. Okay, the women in the United States are doing this. I'm not losing any sleep at night. I'm not even over there. I'm not in the United States. I don't care.
Notice that he said that in the United States, it's not like he didn't get girls. He just didn't get the girls that he felt he deserved. So he said he didn't get he got girls in the United States. He just didn't get the girls that he felt he deserved. Now that's a mentality issue. That's an Auston Holleman issue at that point. You can never feel entitled to a woman. first of all. If you felt like you were on a certain level and you were not getting the results, that's when the self-reflection comes in, and then you start looking at the competition and realizing that maybe if they're passing you up for this, then there is some shortcomings on your behalf that you may need to work on as a man. But, you know, there's a bunch of people that are complaining about the United States, the complaining culture. He said that he used to complain a lot more, but now that he's out of that culture, he complains less. That's what he says.
And a lot of these, and somebody's left this in the comments too, a lot of these content creators that are giving you guys advice, as they describe them in the comments right here, that says they're cornball.
Y'all say that y'all can't tell? He's still complaining? See, this is the thing. He said himself he doesn't complain off camera, but when he gets on camera, he decides to complain.
Get him out of here! He's got no place in here! Get rid of him! Okay.
I don't know why folks do this. It makes no sense to me, but let's get it, y'all.
They really are. A lot of these dudes are the same dope boys 30 years ago, 30, 40 years ago. 30, 40 years ago that were lames, and they sold some dope and they got some money and got a little status in the area they were at. And now everybody listens to them when they're really just a bunch of idiots. A lot of your favorite content creators that sit around and complain about women, when they turn that camera off, their life is over with. Their life is over with once that camera goes off. No play for them. They giving you advice.
Now, when he said that, I was thinking about Team Fatty debating Angela Knight, and Fatty saying that he lives at his with his parents in his parents' basement with no responsibilities. And I'm like, if he's complaining on air, and once he gets off air, and his existence is somewhat similar to what he described, yeah, I'd hate it for these folks. See, Anton's one of them frauds that get up here and tell folks to not get married. Black women are X, Y, and Z. Meanwhile, he's married to a black woman, and he's having the time of his life. So he's leading people astray purposely. Some other folks are just devastated at home, and they're just projecting their hurt and projecting their dusty results and saying, yeah, this is what it is out here. This is the landscape. And I'm like, nah, that's the landscape for you, buddy. That's your dusty results and your dusty options. That's a lot of these folks.
On how to get women, and when that camera goes off, their damn life is over with. Not Auston Holleman. I have a life. That's why you guys don't see me go live. My job is to post at least a video a day, which it's hard to do that here. Post a video as often as I can daily, and then I go interact with the same women that I show you on camera. These dudes don't even show you nothing. I show you stuff. Now, another reason I don't like to talk about modern women.
Now, this is where he's fucking up as well. This whole, these guys don't show you stuff, I show you stuff. It's like this whole flaunting women on camera to prove to the world that you get women is corny as fuck. Well, let's get back into this.
On my channel anymore is because I do not like to hear myself curse when I replay my videos. For example, the Indian restaurant in Thailand that I did a review on. The Indian restaurant that I did a review on, the guy wanted to play. He was so proud that I made this video for him. He put it on the screen and he's playing my video, the review, because he's so proud because it's his restaurant. Okay. Then the next video pops up. And I'm talking about what's going on in the States. And it pisses me off to talk about what's going on in the States. Or it doesn't piss me off, it annoys me. So when I get annoyed, I say what I feel like and I can get really vulgar. And I'm like, I saw that. I'm like, how good does that look for me to be in a restaurant and then they're doing this good review and then the same guy pops up 10 minutes later on the screen and he's referring to women as bitches and I'm not saying that I don't say that, but to be on camera saying that, It doesn't look too good. In the long run, I don't think it's a good idea to do that. Now, before I left the United States, October 16th, yeah, I've been cussing. I can cuss as much as I want. Fresh and Fit have receipts of the dumbest motherfuckers they can find in Miami. That's their receipts. Now, before I left the United States, let me ignore the comments. Before I left the United States, I collaborated with Just Pearly Things and a few other people in Dallas. She was there.
He collaborated with Just Pearly Things.
He did that shit. He guilty as fuck.
Now, let me kick your ass out of this. Let me kick you out. So, she wants me to react to Brittany Renner. I cannot. First of all, reactions are not my thing. That's why I did them once while I was in Vietnam and a little bit in the Philippines, and it was a wrap. It's my style is organic content on the ground. I'm the type of guy. If I'm about it, I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, you guys need to get your passport, and sit behind a computer screen all day and tell you that you should get your passport."
We don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
As I outlined before, if you are not promoting becoming a content creator while doing your passport bro shit, you're leading these people astray. Because what are they supposed to do to sustain while they're doing their passport shit under 10 days per country? What are they doing? You're making money off this with your, how many subscribers does this nigga have? Like 50, 60, 70,000? A bunch of subscribers, a bunch of super chats, a bunch of donations, content making him money outside of the donations and the super chats. So you're a content creator. This is not for the average folk. So I think that he should just live his best life, enjoy what he's doing, and stop trying to convince folks to be passport bros. This is not a thing where y'all can just be stationed in other countries in perpetuity and live your life. Unless you have a certain amount of wealth and a remote job, it ain't working out.
I'm going to be on the beach, or I'm going to be in Nairobi, or I'm going to be in the DRC or Europe or somewhere, and I'm going to be showing you what it is in the spot that you could be dealing with, not selling you an idea or a dream.
Now, as he just sold them an idea and a dream, he says, "I'm not selling you an idea or a dream." Yikes.
He said, "Let me go find it." Okay. She wants me to react to just to Brittany Renner. And she got to a point where she told you, I need you to get some energy. I need you to. And I said, I can't. I don't care about Brittany Renner. I don't care about Brittany Renner. What am I going to talk about? Sit here and complain? I already did that.
Now that was a failure on Pearl's job, not knowing who you are and what questions to ask you as a content creator. Because if you're a passport bro, why are you asking a passport bro about celebrity news and celebrity entertainment at that point? Ask him about his personal experiences in the passport bro related topics. But you know, it is what it is. He's gonna complain about Pearl. Let's get it.
Complain about her. I've already seen the light. I've been to Brazil twice. I've been to Colombia. I've experienced what it's like to deal with people that have a normal state of mind. And Americans, generally speaking, we have so much, we're given everything to the point where we're a spoiled brat. No, I'm talking about, this is back in October of last year, before I left the United States. Americans are such spoiled brats to the point, like I said before, we sit around, we complain about everything, and you're 19 years old with the mind of a 9-year-old. Literally, when you meet people in Africa and they're 29 years old, they seem 49. Or if they're 19, they seem 29. They seem way more mature than the United States, because they usually have a harder standard of living growing up. And I didn't have a hard standard of living, but I had a lot of things I grew up seeing that matured me fast. So me sitting around...
All right, y'all.
We don't care.
Let me tell you.
It's more about the American culture, people not willing to grow up, especially the things that they propagate in media when it comes to like the bullshit that you see on TV, the housewives, love and hip hop, niggas be in their 40s, 50s, acting like they're children still, influencing a whole population to not grow up. So it's like the rest of the world is just normally growing up, being adults at the appropriate age. They're not 20 years older than their age in actions. They're just being adults, while in the West, it's a little more dusty in that regard. We like to live young a lot longer. Like, I have a hat on and some chains, and I'm 32. It's like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? It's like...
We're in a different era. Get over it. Whoa!
Just complain all day. Oh, look at what these women are doing. Show some respect. Show some respect. If she doesn't know she needs to show some respect, let her deal with the consequences and go to hell alone.
You hear that? This is the point that I've been telling the Red Pill and the Manosphere content creators forever. Stop complaining about the chicks that you don't want, that are not getting on your program, that are not submissive, that are not a match for you, that are not compatible. Just leave them alone. This point right here, it's like he finally gets it.
What these women are doing, show some respect. Show some respect. If she doesn't know she needs to show some respect, let her deal with the consequences and go to hell alone. She can go to hell alone. I'm going to my place. I'm going to my place.
That's the point right there. Leave these girls alone. Let them figure out life themselves. That's why I say I don't try to argue a woman into submission. I'm not doing that. These folks in the Red Pill and the Manosphere trying to argue these women, oh, you should be submissive. If they're not submissive, that's their choice. Live with the results. I don't want you. It's not my problem if I'm not in a relationship with you, so why do I care? It's all a waste of time. I had a point, but yikes.
Of
I got
happiness,
it.
I saw that comment. I'm going to my place of happiness. I'm not going to sit around and complain about this stuff. It's negative, it's draining, and it gets old quick. You can only talk. There's only so many things you can say. I don't see how dudes have 3,000-4,000 videos about this stuff. I know the internet is horrible. I'm seeing my screen just flash on and off. It's so crazy here.
All right, another reference to how terrible the internet is.
Crying to me, and I'm not having that.
Folks create their own problem. The Red Pill, the Manosphere, the high-value men create their own problem. They talk about, they're willing to date a girl that works at Walmart, a girl that works at McDonald's, a girl that works wherever. They don't care about her income. Then they said, as high-value men, that's what they would do. And then they say the average guy is stifled by high-value men willing to date the girls that are average girls, so that those girls have a super inflated self-worth. Meanwhile, you're the high-value man dating that woman, creating that problem, not really trying to wife her, just running through her, and then complaining that all these girls they belong to the streets. It's just this circular fuckery. It's like you're creating your own problem and then complaining about it and then selling it back to the folks. It makes no goddamn sense. And passport broing is not a solution. It's not a solution. It's that you can't create a problem, be the leaders, the men, the leaders in society, and then run away from your problem. Oh, the women are too X, Y, and Z. The women are a reflection of what y'all are doing in your society. So you got to live with it. When you have a culturalist society that has no bounds in its absolute freedom, it can become anarchy. When you look at the places that are more governed by their religion and their culture, the women reflect that. So the men are doing poor leadership in the West and complaining that the women are reflecting their poor leadership. It makes no goddamn sense. It's all
Crying to me, and I'm not having that.
So I don't know how MTR and everybody else does those videos. I get it that they pay a lot, but this channel is about me finding a place of happiness outside the United States. And I won't be able to do that by worrying about what's going on in the United States. You cannot go into your future looking in the rearview mirror, and it's never worked that way.
Mike Brown said Auston Holleman is a modern woman. I added Holleman. You said Austin is a modern woman? Jesus Christ.
But controversy does sell. But I can do my own controversy. Like how I just put up a video about telling y'all about how y'all should stick to your own race. I wasn't saying you should stick to your own race. I'm just saying I've had women of non-black, non-African descent tell me they was going to put me in jail because I said something they didn't like. Now, can anybody do that? Yes, anybody can do that. But it's less likely that a woman of your skin tone is going to throw you under the bus. It's less likely they'll throw you under the bus. I don't care what you've been through. Because I seen somebody say that they said, oh, I had a black American woman try to put me in jail 3 times. I'm not talking. You guys know what I think about American women. I know they will do that. I know that. I've seen the movies. I got a black family. I know black people. I know that black women will get your ass put in jail. I know that. But what I'm saying is, when you go to the source of somewhere like Africa, you don't feel that. I'm not saying that it won't happen. But you don't feel that. You do not feel that an African woman is going to say, oh, Austin, or I saw you flirting with this other girl. They're going to try to weaponize your freedom against you. That's not happening. Let me read a couple of these super chats. So Andre sent a $50 super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Actually, folks, we are having some technical difficulties right now, but the super sticker and
don't care.
Let me tell you.
all this other shit, I have a lot of points that I want to break down, but we're having some technical difficulties. I'm going to have to reboot the stream. Y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. I've been adding a lot of y'all. I've been adding mods to a lot of y'all. I want to get a few more of y'all. I've seen a bunch of y'all consistently in the chat, so let's add some mods. Hold up, y'all, before we wrap this up, because I'm not dealing with the struggles. I don't like the struggle streaming and the fails and the technical difficulties, so we'll be back. Covering some other shit, too, because Auston Holleman, this whole thing, we got the point across. He talks more about MTR and Manosphere people complaining, but at the end of the day, like, y'all don't care.
We don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
So let me mod a few of you more. I see y'all a lot consistently every show, so shout out to you. Y'all all getting mods. I'm kind of changing my philosophy on the mods. Who did I miss? That's a regular? Who do we see regularly that's not modded right now? Who is not part of the wrench gang that needs a wrench? Speak up, please, while I can wrench you before we wrap up the show and we can get to some trending topics. Shout out to Torrance Ingram, chat pass member for 16 months. Long-time supporter. Shout out to Torrance Ingram.
I'm getting rich.
See, Torrance Ingram is an OG supporter. He used to watch Blunt Talk with LT before we were even over here on LTTV. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up, y'all. See, Auston Holleman seen the light for the most part when it comes to the Manosphere red pill talking points. But nonetheless, he's still leading folks astray when it comes to this passport bros shit because it's not realistic. Shout out to Torrance Ingram with a $2 super sticker.
I'm getting rich.
Wait, Artichoke Hearts has a wrench. Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold up. Oh, wow. No way. Okay, that was a mistake. Hold on. Let me fight through these technical difficulties. See, I seen the symbol. I thought she had a wrench from a while ago. Wow, you see, I'd be violating. I didn't even see that. Hold on, let me. Where is? Wow. Okay, see, I slipped. My bad. She's been a member for. Man, I thought she had a wrench. All right, who we missing? Oh, Manga Megs. Okay, we got to get you one too. Hold on. Get you a wrench. Serena W. Are you here enough? Kai, are you here enough? Are these regulars? Do we see y'all regularly? See, Kai called in. Oh, Seahorse has been here. Hold up. Let me add a few. Let me do this off air, y'all. I'm going to wrap this one up. Y'all. I'm gonna add some more of y'all as mods, but for the most part, I'm going to do this off air. This is not entertaining.
No, you ain't.
We out.